In the Indian legal system, a man is presumed innocent until proven guilty. But in the Indian media, a man is held guilty until proven innocent. In no other case than the Shashi Tharoor Sunanda Pushkar case has this unfortunate truth been more evident. So, over the last 2 years since the passing away of Sunanda Pushkar, what has happened is that we have the FBI report, we have several inconsistencies in the AIMS report which was prepared by Dr. Gupta, we've had several versions by self-appointed detectives like Subramaniam Swamy which have been busted in the public domain, and yet what we find is that every time the Bharatiya Janata Party is in a crisis of some sort, you find details and developments in this case being leaked to all media channels in one go, and the attention of the media being diverted conveniently onto the sensational, rather sexy Sunanda Pushkar Shashi Tharoor case. So first and foremost, the question that's on everybody's mind, the recent FBI report, did it actually confirm what Dr. Gupta and Subramaniam Swamy had been telling us all along? Not at all. To the contrary, the FBI report actually punctured their claims that any radioactive poison had been used. For instance, the AIMS panel, the forensic panel which was led by Dr. Gupta, said in its second report that a poison of unknown nature, one that couldn't be detected in Indian labs, maybe a radioactive poison like polonium-210, thallium and some other names that he put out in those reports, had been used. Dr. Subramaniam Swamy went to the extent of saying that a Russian poison had been administered by pinching the nostrils of Sunanda Pushkar. Didn't the FBI report, as per news reports, suggest that she had been poisoned using Alprax and lidocaine? Well, the FBI report did mention that Alprax and lidocaine had been traced, but it did not give any conclusive opinion on Sunanda's death. Actually, the Hindustan Times has actually quoted an investigating officer in the case to say that the FBI report was inconclusive, and that is why it was sent to the same AIMS panel for an opinion and for clarity. Mind you, the same investigating officer in the same story has also said that as far as lidocaine is concerned, they do have evidence that it was administered to Sunanda while she was at the Kerala Institute of Medical Sciences, where she was admitted just a few days before her death. The Alprax angle is a little interesting. The report number 1, which was presented by the AIMS panel headed by Dr. Sudhir Gupta, actually said that Alprax had been used to poison Sunanda. It then changed its opinion to poison of an unknown substance or an unknown nature, probably to suit Mr. Subramaniam's Russian poison theory. And in between all of this, two more agencies that conduct forensics in this country and which are premier agencies, which are independent agencies, the CFSL lab and the FSL lab, had also tested Sunanda's viscera and found that it wasn't Alprax poisoning. Now, it would take a colossal amounts of Alprax to actually kill a person. So the question is that why did the AIMS panel headed by Dr. Sudhir Gupta keep changing its reports and its findings all the time? Well, whether it's incompetence or whether it's motivation, I do not know. But let me put forward the background of Dr. Sudhir Gupta. He allegedly has a plagiarism charge that is ongoing. He is the one who breached medical ethics by making running commentaries about the post-mortem of a person who was no longer with us. Autopsy photos and videos of Sunanda Pushkar, which were in his sole custody, reached Dr. Subramaniam Swamy and through Dr. Subramaniam Swamy presumably to the entire national media. He also made an allegation in which he found backing in Dr. Subramaniam Swamy that the UPA government was constantly pressurizing him. Now that charge was rejected by AIMS Hospital under an NDA ministry. And then when he took this matter to the Central Administrative Tribunal in March 2015 rejected his plea and said that no, there was no pressure on you by the UPA government. Now, Dr. P. Chandrasekharan, a Padma Bhushan Award winner who is the foremost name in forensic sciences in our country, has written a letter to the health minister saying that the report by Dr. Sudhir Gupta was an embarrassment to the profession, and he said that it seemed that he was on some kind of a wild goose chase for an obscure and unknown poison. That's what members of his own fraternity are saying. So, what did kill Sunanda Pushkar? Because that's the $1,000,000 question. Well, we can't say for sure, but here is an informed guess, and there is a link between the multiple AIMS reports, including the final report which has been given to the FBI. There is a link between the CFSL and FSL findings, and there is a link between what Dr. P. Chandrasekharan is telling us based on his informed opinion, that the poisoning was probably caused due to a prolonged over intake of lethal dosages of caffeine, ethyl alcohol, acetaminophen, and cotinine, things that are available over the counter and things that Sunanda was herself administering in large quantities. Because in October 2013, she did actually say in a tweet that she was constantly suffering from high fever. A friend of Sunanda's, Tej Saraf, confirmed and testified that she was taking a fistful of medicines while she was staying with them during the New Year's. And she was also saying delusional stuff. But wait a minute, wasn't Sunanda Pushkar in the pink of her health, as has been claimed by a lot of people from the BJP? And weren't there bite marks, bruise marks, injection marks all over her body, as confirmed by the autopsy photos and videos? Well, first of all, Sunanda was not in the pink of her health, and this is not something that I am saying. This is evident from the fact that for 3 days and 2 nights, she was admitted at KIMS Trivandrum just before her death. There, a number of diagnostic tests were carried out on her. They required samples to be taken from her body, which was done by the help of injections, which explains the injection marks. IV fluid was actually administered to her through her palm. This has been confirmed by a report in the Hindu. The fact that she was suffering from high fever, that she was suffering from lupus, is something that she tweeted. Already been told by her friend Tej Saraf that she was displaying irrational behavior. She was taking fistful of medicines. She was saying things like that she knew George W. Bush. Now, are you telling me that it is out of the realm of possibility for such a person to have bitten themselves, to have inflicted injuries upon themselves? And mind you, the friend who stayed with Sunanda at the KIMS hospital that night also confirmed that Sunanda bruised quite easily, and a part of the bruises was actually due to the injections that were being given to her. But didn't Commissioner Bassi, after the FBI report came out, come out and tell us that it has now been proved that the death of Sunanda Pushkar was not a natural one? Well, first of all, any student of law would tell you that from day one, this case was not being treated as a case of natural death. It was being treated as a case of unnatural death. Sunanda and Shashi's marriage hadn't completed 7 years, and when death takes place, even if it is due to accidental poisoning, it is an unnatural death. And therefore, there was an STM probe that was going on. Now, wait a minute. Dr. Subramaniam Swamy, our self-appointed Sherlock Holmes, has claimed that he will file a PIL in this matter and expose everybody. Well, frankly, Dr. Subramaniam Swamy should actually go ahead and do that, because his claims on a number of subjects, for instance, the poison angle, the Russian poison angle, was wrong. His claims about the CCTV footage from Leela Hotel not being available was wrong. His claim about the AIMS doctor being pressurized by the previous government was absolutely wrong. Apart from making sensationalist statements in the media, Dr. Subramaniam Swamy has done precious little. Pray, if he does have information about the commission of a cognizable offence, murder, why hasn't he recorded his statement before the Delhi police or the courts? What is he waiting for? Has the media ever asked him that question? Mr. Subramaniam Swamy to at least apprise the Prime Minister of all the information that he has, because the Prime Minister has appointed Dr. Tharoor as an ambassador of the Swachh Bharat program. Listen, Dr. Tharoor continues to enjoy the confidence of Shiv Menon, Sunanda's biological son, Sunanda's real brother, a brigadier in the army. Sunanda's entire family continues to stand by him. And Dr. Subramaniam Swamy, frankly, there are not enough takers for him in the BJP itself. Justice for Sunanda? Absolutely yes. But at the cost of injustice to a man who hasn't been pronounced guilty by any court of law? Absolutely not.